you doing, everyone? This Source back. I'm back with a plant, one of the plants on my journey, special plant. It's a plain old pine tree. All right, the pines were the first tree that I came across on my journey. All right, wasn't the first plant, ground plant, but it was the first tree that I started dealing with. Um, Specifically the ones of Georgia, because that's where I got sick at, and that's where the journey started at. Um, the pine is an evergreen, so you can use it at all times. But first, let me give gratitude and let me give thanks to the pine. All right. So, um, the pine is a special tree. It's a reason why they're everywhere. All right. God wasn't drunk and just put this tree just everywhere. It's a very powerful, powerful tonic. And like I said, it's an evergreen. So it's always around. All right. Just about anywhere you go in the world, you'll be able to find pines. I've used pine for multitudes of things and still do. Um, the needles are 100% edible. A lot of people, a lot of people talk about pine needle tea. That makes absolutely no sense to me. I tell people just eat the pine, all right, because you leave behind the water salt. You only ingest the water soluble things, but pine also has a lot of fiber in it. All right, it's very good for the digestive system. When you swallow it, you feel it immediately. It's good for colds. It's good for flu. It's good for a multitude of things. We're gonna get into that. But I tell people all the time, sometimes you want to get too smart. Just eat the damn plant. All right, get all the bioactives, including the things that turn into your system that are not just water soluble. So, um, yeah, the pines. So the pines have been around for a while. Originally, it was known as the tree of life. Um, has a resin that come out of it. Every piece of the pine is medicinal. It has two or three different types of resins. One in the bark, one inside the needles, and one when you injure the tree. All of them are pain relievers. All of them are good for that. I know a lot of times when you research things, if you research pines, let me tell you, folks, they're gonna send you somewhere away from the area you at. I'm just telling you. They might tell you need a red oak pine from the Himalayas or something. Let me explain something to you. God wasn't drunk. Once again, stop looking at. Don't get so smart where you just specifically look at the information. All pines are pines. Some of them might have a little bit more concentration of this and a little less concentration of that, but they're all the same. They have the same medicinal things. They will have the same purpose metaphysically, spiritually, and also um, physically on this physical pound, on this physical realm. So don't get all into I need the red pine dot because they have learned how to hybrid a species of pine. So the one you're gonna get is probably the hybrid. I want the one in my area that's actually dealing with all the things that I'm running, I'm afraid of. All right, all this stuff, the trees and all the trees, all the plants, they're dealing with the same thing, but they're adapting to it because they're living by the elements. So I want to eat the stuff that's adapting to it and living by the elements. So use the pines right in your area. All right, you just go take them. You can bathe in them. I use it for bathing, my skin routine. Um, when you soak them, when you boil them, they turn a little turquoise in the water. You can use that, soak in it, cleans the skin real good. Your nails get clean good. I'm always in the dirt, so I'm always needing I'm always picking something, grabbing something. So, cleans the skin, cleans the microbes as well. All the microbes all over the body get cleaned as well. Hey, how you doing? CKS? Yeah, so all the microbes get washed as well. So if you want to get spiritual, it also cleans your aura. You know, but no matter if you want to get aura, physical, whatever you want to get, it takes care of no matter on the physical plane, it takes care of the physical side of things. On the spiritual plane, it cleans your aura and still takes care of the physical side of things. And even if you don't believe in the metaphysical side of things, it's still doing it. So it's a plus plus on everything. Hey, what's going on, Bryson? Yeah, so thank you for joining, man. Yeah, so speaking back, on the pine, some of the health benefits of the pine. All right, pine needle health benefits: inflammation, headaches, stomach aches, arthritis pain, swelling, lowers cholesterol, blood clot prevention, increases circulation. This is just the pine needles too. Let me clarify. I'm on the pine needles. I have not got to the rest of the tree yet. Pine needle health benefits. And this is when you eat it, not just get the water soluble stuff out of it by drinking the tea. Some of these won't apply because some of these things become the physical part of your body, the not water soluble parts and properties of the plant. So pine needle health benefits: inflammation, headaches, stomach aches, arthritis pain. It helps with swelling, lowers cholesterol, blood clot prevention, immune system function, antifungal, antibacterial, urinary tract infections, kidney tonic, diuretic, colds, flu, fever. It increases energy. It helps with mental fatigue, anti-anxiety, meaning it helps with anxiety. All right, so it's an anti-anxiety. Insomnia, relieves muscle tension. It's a brain tonic. It's very good for the brain. A lot of kids like it because it makes them focus. All right, y'all giving them all this, giving your kids all this bullshit ADHD medication that's gonna have them a little. I'm not even gonna get into that. Just this is a natural option. All right, it's real good for the body without all them side effects and have your child clucking. All right, go the natural route. Diuretic, flu, help with the fever, increases energy, mental fatigue. Okay, I think I already went through that. Helps with insomnia, meaning it helps you sleep. It's a brain tonic, Alzheimer's. So if it's a brain tonic, of course, if you take something preventative, then it will stop your mind from deteriorating. All right. So of course it's good for Alzheimer's if you already have something and you're dealing with something like that. Increases alkalinity in the body. It's a function that it does. Now when you ingest them, it helps increase your alkalinity in the body. Collagen production. It's good for the lymphatic system and the thyroid gland. Also varicose veins, sinus relief. We're still on the pine needles. Expectorant, meaning if you have any mucus in you, to help bring it up. Skin regeneration, red blood cell production, mental clarity, depression, allergies, high blood pressure, and it slows aging. So those are some of the benefits of the pine needle. Just the needle. Just the needles. We haven't even got to the rest of the tree yet. Pine cone health benefits of the cone. These are some small cones. All right. Pine cone health benefits. Helps with the immune system, pain, swelling, antifungal and bacterial, skin regeneration, blood and cholesterol pressure, brain health, help with AIDS. People with AIDS, it's a property inside of their studying that helps also with AIDS and HIV as well. All right. Because that's not what you really think it is in the first place. But, we'll get to that another time. Stress reduction, improves blood flow, digestive issues, kidney issues, colds, depression, and chronic fatigue. That's what the pine cone, some of the bioactives out of the pine cone will help with. Once again, just go get your local pine cones. All right? You ain't got to go in there and be going getting no pine cone extract and all this other stuff out the stove, not knowing where it comes from. Simply go get it off your local tree. All right? And remember, you're only getting the properties of what it of what the alcohol in those things you get out the store, they only extract a certain kind of property. So it's best you go get it yourself and you do it because you get all the properties if you do it properly. All right. So pine resin benefits. The resin out of it, if we injure the tree, tissue repair, it seals wounds, it draws out impurities in wounds. So it draws out, if you get a wound, it'll draw, you put it on it, it'll draw it out naturally. All right. Sore throat, pain reliever, growth of new flesh. So it helps you grow new flesh. So if you get cut, you put it on there, it seals it up, and it allows it to breathe still, kind of like a natural bandage, and it'll help pull things to it that will allow you to grow new skin. All right. It kills worms, helps with circulation. One thing I use it for, even though it's doing it for everything else I'm saying, specifically I use it a lot of times for joint pain. All right. If I do a hard workout, it's real good for joint pain. It's a natural antibiotic. It helps with stomach ulcers, arthritis, respiratory diseases. All right. And some of the things inside of pine needle, inside of it, it's a multitude of different minerals and vitamins. All right. So, like I say, there's a multitude of ways where you can use this pine, use these pine needles. Sometimes you eat them for internally. You can use them externally. Anything that's really out the product of nature, you should be able to use both ways, internally and externally. There's also properties inside of the bark, bark and the root. So the whole tree is medicinal, and of course, the beauty of the pollen. All right, that's God's gift to man. It's the reason why it's gold. That pollen is the best thing known to man. A lot of people think, oh, I'm allergic to pollen. It's a catch to that. All right, it's a real catch to that. And the only way I can use an example of is whenever you inhale something or it skips over your blood-brain barrier, like pollen. Say, for instance, pollen is blowing. All right, it skips over your blood-brain barrier, kind of like smoke. Smoke can, okay, say you don't smoke and you catch a whiff of somebody smoking a cigarette. Okay, it skips over your blood-brain barrier, get in you, it can affect you, right? Same thing with pollen. Whenever you eat something, meaning you eat a piece of pollen. Hey, what's going on, Bando man? How you doing, man? Much love, much love. And when you eat something, all right, it goes down a whole nother route. It's kind of like if you eat, say for instance, if I smoke marijuana and I eat marijuana, it's a completely different function. I don't get any kind of buzz. I don't get anything because naturally it's a herb, so it takes a different route. I don't get highs, no psychoactives, no none of that. It does something completely different than if I smoke it. Same thing if I say for instance somebody who's on crack. All right, if they smoke the crack, they have an effect. If they eat it, it does something completely different. Your body wants to regurgitate it up because it recognizes it as a poison. So it's not, and that applies for the natural route too. Things that you think because you haven't been broken down and people not going testing things out because your fear is attached onto it. It's only the way it's being, and it's a little bit more behind that, but it's the simplest route for you to understand. Whenever you ingest something, it has the opposite effect. All right, as to when it skips over the blood-brain barrier. So this is the pine. It's very helpful. I encourage everybody to go do your own research. So research health benefits of pine, research health benefits of pine cones, do all your research. But I encourage you not just to research and just look at something. What's going on, my man? I encourage you just not to research, all right? Because every day we deteriorate in our body. But then we want to do a bunch of research, but then we won't have no action behind it. But we deteriorate in the body with our action. See what I'm saying? So you don't need to do the research, but the subconscious mind is actually acting. All right, we researching and then we sitting back questioning, but we deteriorating the body and doing the action and the function. So I encourage you to do an action and function and get up on yourself before something happens. All right. So I appreciate everybody. Much love. Appreciate everybody on CKS. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Bryson. Appreciate you, Bando man. Much love, and hopefully this is useful for everybody. All right. And I'll talk to y'all a little bit later.